You use a metronome with your scales and everything. Which is the better one to use, like a digital or the old-fashioned, like just the tip?
I don't think it really matters. I had there's a joke, as like a funny aside. There's a joke in the industry about students coming in saying that their metronome's broken. Like, because when you're practicing a scale, your perception as the player is that the metronome is broken. So the perception is that your metronome's going out of time, but it's actually you who can't keep up or you process the information. However, I have known students over the years to come in and say, "My metronome's broken," and they were actually broken. And one was a physical metronome, and one was actually an iPhone program that the metronome wasn't in time. So I'd say any of the sort of anything that communicates the sound, and like, you know, if you're going to use an iPhone metronome, they're fine, as long as that, you know, I'd pay £1 for it, so you know and it gets good reviews. I suppose it doesn't necessarily have to cost money, as long as it gets some good reviews, you know, that's good. And the other thing about that is, I'll say this in conjunction with something I think is fantastic in this room here. There's a sign up that says hearing protection is available and recommended from start. So I think that's the first time I've seen that, and it's fantastic. You know, I'm very protective of my ears now. I've always got some molar earplugs in my pocket. But with metronomes, they have to be at a volume that you can hear them, but make sure they're not too loud or too penetrating or cause hearing damage. So that's the sort of things I say about metronomes. Make sure you can hear them. So whether it makes the, you know, you buy one that makes a sound, or the one that's in a phone is fine, as long as you can hear it. But yeah, some of my friends have metronome at deafening levels, or headphones at deafening, with metronome at deafening levels. You can use the headphones, but as long as it's not too loud. There's a couple of metronomes that keep getting advertised as they're like wearable watches you can use. They pulse onto your skin, which I think is really exciting. I've always wanted to try them. I'm going to have a look at some stage. But yeah, metronomes are essential for every part of music, classical, jazz, especially improvisation. But I highly recommend everybody does like I said, I start my metronome practice with my long tones. I have it like part of a meditation. I strongly recommend every single thing you do with a metronome. Like you get, like, if you're practicing your scales and just by yourself, you're not going to, you know, be able to play them in time. You're going to play them as fast as you want to play them. So for example, your G major might be, the first 4 notes are easy, but then the last aren't so easy. So you're not gonna get nearly as much benefit out of that unless you've got a metronome going. So if everybody's playing, you know, a piece in time together, you know, that's based around G major. If you've practiced your G major with a metronome, you're going to find it infinitely easier to execute that in time. So everything with a metronome. I have been guilty of not using one in the past when I was younger, and then, you know, since I was about 15, this very rarely do a practice session that hasn't had a metronome going the whole time. It's very important.
Metronome tips.
Big fan of metronome practice. Maybe big fan is not the word. It's imperative. It's essential to good musicianship. Time is very important, and the only way to do that when you're on your own is to practice with a metronome. So there's many different ways depending on what you're practicing, but as long as all of your technical practice is done with a metronome, all your scales, all your arpeggios, everything should be done with a metronome. I kind of put the metronome on at the start of a practice session, and later when I do my long tones, as I said, at 60 BPM, and kind of continue with it just on 60 for a long time. I might do like scales with a subdivision of 60 BPM going on. The other thing to do as you progress, you might start with a metronome, say here, so you're doing your scales, like do do dee do da there, and then eventually, what's very good is to sort of halve the subdivision. So instead of like that, metronome's going. So do do dee do dee do dee do. So you take that subdivision down, and then eventually you'd go do do dee do dee do dee do 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 dee do dee do dee do do dee. You know, you halve it again, and then so that teaches you to have better internal time, and you sort of you know, be able to judge those distances between the beats a bit better.